There's apparently like a massive update that New World put out today, and a lot of people have asked me to take a look at it, and we're going to look at it right here. What is this, by the way? Is this like, you know, they had the person that like used to do the graphics for Friends or Seinfeld, and they hired him for New World? Yeah, it's the Brady Bunch, exactly.
Hey everybody, welcome to the May Dev Update. I'm here with, first off, we're in a new location. Check this out. We're sitting on a couch, we're chilling. Anyway, I'm here with Phil, Patrick, Rachel, in the proper order. James, Dave V with his tan back from Tahiti, and Katie, who didn't get to go on vacation. We're going to talk about Season 2. We're going to start with a high-level overview. Season 2 is themed Blood of the Sands. You can pretty much guess where it's going to take place in Brimstone. We have a lot of new content to talk about. We have 10-person trials and 20-person trials. Katie, why don't you, I heard something crazy is going on in First Light. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so as players join the public test round, they might notice that they can no longer get into First Light. There has been a takeover. James, do you want to give a little bit of input into what exactly happened?
Oh, okay. Well, well, as you know, one of the key figures that you're sort of interacting with along the main story is Adiana. And she's basically
Is she the crazy bitch?
doing some new things.
Yeah, yeah, and she's kind of kicked us out. So there's some more to be coming with the season 3.
So they're changing First Light into like a high-level zone. Somebody tweeted this at me. I think this is a good decision. Nobody ever went to First Light. Nobody gave a fuck about First Light. Yeah, the bridge with like the water over it looks really pretty, but the truth is the zone's basically fucking dead and nobody ever uses it. So this is a good decision for them to do.
Expansion release, so we'll have more info on the exciting story behind it, but you'll notice that you can no longer get into First Light.
Let me just tell people who have land or houses there, Adiana was very nice. Nothing will be lost as a player.
Yeah.
Everything will be refunded back to the players. You'll be
Yes.
taken care of. So we're fortunate on that front.
Absolutely.
She didn't just boot us out and take all our stuff.
Consider it.
Another quick note I wanted to touch on is, I know we've talked about Transmog being the summer, and it is a summer release.
Yeah.
We just thought it was a big enough feature that it could stand out on its own, so it's going to be in an off-cycle release after this.
Okay.
However, we're still tying it to
So
the...
it's getting delayed then, Scott. So what you mean to say is the Transmog's getting delayed. Okay, that was clever. I'm going to be honest. In terms of delivering bad news about a feature not coming out early, I think he actually did a pretty good job at this. Because he said it in a way that's confusing, and then now he's going to immediately transition to something totally different. That was smooth. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. I think this might have actually been better than the Overwatch 2 announcement.
Awards, Phil, you want to talk about that?
Sure, yeah. In the Season 2 pass, players can earn
See,
transmog.
now we're already talking about the Season 2 pass. We're already over to the Battle Pass. Bro, like, when's Transmog coming out? At some point, you know? Let's think about the Battle Pass.
Tokens on the free and the premium track. And so you'll be earning them before the feature releases, but hold on to them. I mean, you can't get rid of them, but earn them so that when the feature does release, you're ready to go. You're ready to start transmogging.
Okay.
And, I mean, you're going to be able to apply that to any of our awesome art on our...
This is great, by the way. I'm very happy about this. Transmog and New World should have come in on release. However, it didn't. So the reason why I think it's so good is because the best armor sets in New World are not the ones on the store. They're the ones in the game. The in-game armor sets are fucking awesome.
Earn weapons in the game.
Yeah, I think this is great because you're not going to have to... Transmog's not going to come out, and then you're going to have to go hurry through the season pass. You're going to immediately have all this stuff ready when it comes out.
Hurry
so you
means
can dive
buy
right
levels.
into the feature.
Yep.
So let's do a deep dive on Season 2, and I think we should start with the narrative. James, do you want to go a little deeper than you kind of... I know you gave us the high
played
level,
through
but...
the narrative.
Yeah. So Season 2 kicks off when a Dune Walker named Malik hires the Silver Crows to recover some special items that's going to help him revive an ancient sect called the Blood of the Sands. And it turns out these special items are sandworm eggs, so what could go wrong?
Okay.
And so this kicks off kind of a really epic feeling adventure that goes across.
I still think what they need to do with the with like the story in New World is they need to have the whole team sit down and watch the entire Ancient Aliens series and then make that the lore of the game. Done.
Brimstone's hands.
Well, and that segues really well into the quest line, because the quest line is going to take you through this story. You want to talk about that, Patrick?
Yeah, definitely. So the Season 2 quest line builds on everything that made the Season 1 quest line great. We're doubling down on cinematics. We're doubling down on fun encounters. So like James...
The Brimstone Sands quest line was pretty good. I think the voice acting in New World is also pretty good. They struggle creating characters that are compelling. And I think the only character that people really know in New World that they care about was probably Isabella, and she's dead. The Imhotep guy was actually pretty good, though, to be fair.
Said you're helping Malik recover these eggs, and throughout the journey you guys are going on, you're fighting really cool named enemies that are now instanced. So we learned from the Faceless fight, and we're not just doing this in the open world. Players are going to go and fight this in a solo trial. It's going to be great. You're going to fight a handful of enemies in there.
I'm glad that they're doing that. I'm glad to see like MMOs, more MMOs. This is, again, sounds so counterintuitive, but more MMOs having these like solo trial things. New World had that for like the end quest in Brimstone Sands, and it was good.
And then we also have a number of very cool cinematics. So you're going to recruit a new member to the Silver Crows, help them recover the items that they asked for before they're willing to sign on to the Crows. And the whole quest line, like James says, just feels really epic.
Well, and a cool thing about it is that anybody who missed out on the Fellowship and Fire questline and getting Xander in your crew, you do that part of it. Yep. So if you've already completed the full Fellowship and Fire questline, then you start brand new with Season 2, or you start again with Season 2 and getting the new member. But if you hadn't done that and this is your first time, doing the quest line, you get to do those pieces of the first season quest line.
And it's worth noting we truncated it a little bit to make it so it's been streamlined.
Yeah, it's not the full
I'm
one.
glad that they're not just like getting rid of the old quest line.
Yeah,
but it's still fun.
The fun beats made it, of course, in. Right?
Yeah, because it's cool. It's cool, like getting the different team members
New World
for the
token
group.
coming
So.
soon.
And on that, in Season 2, you'll also pick up a new team member for the Silver Crows. Yeah, so it's kind of fun.
Great.
Cool. And so along with Season 2 comes some Season Pass changes, Phil? And quit looking over my shoulder at my notes.
Guy reads off a card.
Stop cheating, man.
Yeah, no, I'm cheating ahead. No surprises here. So for the new Season Pass and the new season rewards, we are working on optimizing the time it's going to take players to kind of get through that, make sure that it's really worthwhile to focus on doing the activities on the card and making sure that is a more of an equitable, rewarding loop for players. I know we're probably going to actually just continually optimize that. So we're shipping some updates before Season 2 actually. And then we're going to just keep an eye on that and keep improving that for everybody.
Sorry, I was on the wrong thing. I was going to pause. I don't know why so many games try to copy Wondrous Tales and they don't just copy Wondrous Tales. If you're going to copy Wondrous Tales, just do it the exact same. Don't change it up, just do the exact same thing. It's so simple.
Something, Patrick had said before when we were in our pre-discussion is you don't have to feel compelled to do the whole card because that can feel grindy. So we're trying to make you feel well rewarded. If you want to do 3 and punch, that works. Or if you want to get a line, that works.
Yeah.
We're trying to give players ways to not have to feel grindy on this so that it can just be part of your natural play patterns. And I think that's important.
Yeah, and a lot of that is adding new activity types that allow players of all play styles to make sure that they can clear out a whole card if they want or progress to a new card. And same with the journey, too. We want to make sure that every player of every play style has a way through the journey. So we're adding a number of new journey tasks to this season's journey. So whereas Season 1 had 10 tasks in each journey chapter, Season 2 is going to have a little more.
Yep.
But again,
That's
you don't
smart because usually whenever I was trying to do progress on the battle pass, a lot of the things would just be super grindy or annoying. And just I think actually Blizzard does a really good job with their battle pass type system, which is the trading post. It's just a battle pass in disguise, guys. And I actually like it because you can go and do all kinds of different stuff and it's not that hard to max it out. I think Blizzard unironically has a good version of a battle pass with the trading post.
Have to do them all.
Don't have to do them
Don't
all.
have to do them all, but it will give you a nice chunk of progression, though.
Absolutely.
Our completionists are not listening to you.
I know, yeah. The completionists are like, yeah, full
And
card.
they're already mad.
I think I relate to those, yes. All right, well, let's talk about the seasonal trial.
Yeah, so Season 2
What's
introduces
this?
our first seasonal trial.
What's that?
This is called the Hatchery, and like James said, you're going and finding some sandworm eggs, so where else will you find some eggs other than a hatchery? You're going to fight
Naturally.
5 waves of enemies, so a handful of kind of fodder waves who are minions of the big bad boss of the hatchery. Then you're going to fight the Horde Master and his hordes of fire grunts. And then finally, you're going to fight Hadish Hazar, who is the Keeper of Flame, who is incubating these eggs and keeping them warm. Really epic 10-player fights, so it's a great opportunity
Oh shit, so this is going to be the raid. Awesome. Time to buy all the fire resist gear.
for you to find 10
Get that
friends
flame
and then go
attunement
and hop
shit.
in this this instance encounter. And
Would you say that it's exciting?
It's very exciting, but one of the most exciting things about
Oh, I
it is the
get
way
it.
we're handling the rewards in
I
the
was
trial,
just gonna say that.
where they have these seals. So
a good
every all the named items drop as
She actually did
constitution
it?
items,
Yeah.
but I can get seals from the trial that lets me respec these items into focus.
Whatever attribute you want.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very player friendly.
Taking
Reforging
something that
gear
players
is pretty
really
big.
like on the faction shop and moving them into this event, and so that players can kind of have a little bit more agency and tailor their rewards to what they're looking for. I know Scott's going to love that.
Yep.
Trying to find that int piece, right, Scott?
He's been scouring Brimstone Sands.
One other thing that Patrick mentioned before, that I think is exciting is that
No, what is
Man. So, look. Are they getting rid of ward gear? I heard they are. Is this true or not? Not yet? Okay. Unsure? I guess I still have to keep farming it then.
we heard feedback
They're
before that
reworking it in the
solo
future?
players who like playing
Okay.
with other players
That's
but don't
fine.
like playing with other players want to be able to enjoy this content too. So that's a big piece of content that we have a solo route.
Will they
through.
be egg static?
unsubscribe?
There is also a very cool reward that players can get as well from that, right? A nice.
This guy just does not give a fuck, by the way. This dude is not here for it. He's not about it. He doesn't give a fuck. He'd probably just playing the game.
little helmet.
Yeah, he's
That's
will.
from the
Spotify
season 2
on, yeah.
event, actually.
Oh, I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
Way to go, Phil.
Yes.
How about the sandworm?
Oh, for the elite trial. So the elite trial is a second trial we're adding, and it's on the sandworm. It's a couple
Oh
cool
fuck! So we're gonna have 2 raids. No, it's not just one. It's 2. Okay.
things about this. One, it's 20 people, so much bigger scale.
20 fucking people in the raid. Oh my god. Can the game handle 20 people at the same time? Can it do that? Like, I don't know. Like, I hope so.
It's got an epic arena, and we've really tailored it to sort of be super hard content, right? So in this one, you're going to have sort of a highly coordinated group.
Oh,
you're going to have
worried about
optimized
those.
gear. You're going to have to know the fight. This is our first time we're creating content that we want to be really hard.
Well, second time. We wanted the invasion to be really hard. So
Yes.
is this going to be really hard?
This will be very hard.
How many players will beat it the first week?
The first week, 100 players will beat it.
So the entire player base is gonna beat it on the first week. I can't believe it. That's crazy. So it's probably not gonna be that hard after all, guys. I had to do it. But anyway, everybody's gonna be. I think that I think obviously like the raid being hard is good, but the raid being fun is better. Like, getting 20 people together, especially whenever like groups are like, it's hard to get groups together and shit. Even for 5-mans, like I'm kind of worried about this. I am. And also, like, I feel like a lot of the like inner workings and like nuts and bolts of New World are loose, you could say. Like, the more that you try to play the game seriously, the more you're going to see the flaws in the game. So I am worried that if you make a challenge that's incredibly challenging and incredibly hard, all it's going to do is just show those weaknesses.
You heard it here first.
No, I think, but the goal is to make this hard, and I
There
think
was a time, though, that we had created difficult content that players were upset with us about. If you remember, Merkguard,
Yeah.
they said was way overtuned, and that's why we did that dev run. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is
Merkguard was not overtuned. The Thorpe mods are overtuned. Using the logic created by the game, Thorpe is infinitely more overtuned than any other boss in the game by a mile.
And that went great.
That was great.
we made it pretty far.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, we definitely made it pretty far, but we agreed and we had tuned it down a little bit. But this
Yeah.
one is
Commanders,
meant
they're
to be
Thorpes.
difficult.
Yeah, this is like what you're
Archons.
driving your gear chase toward. This
Yep.
is like the content we're building toward, and the rewards better be phenomenal.
The rewards are really good.
For the people that beat
the
it.
rewards are all going to be really strong.
Oh, they're gonna be good, okay.
As part of the
Thank
prep
God.
loop, I don't know if you want to give a little
Oh,
bit of a
thank- I
hint
thought they were gonna be
onto
bad.
like getting ready for this big event, but
I might as well. It'll be in PTR, but
yeah, the sandworm is a beast.
I feel like
enemy.
another problem is like after you get to 600 eye level, like it's really kind of hard to like feel like you're gaining stats. Like, cause like what's the difference between like end game gear and fucking 600 gear? And like everybody gets 600 gear really early because you have the named pieces that are 600 or 590 and then you upgrade them super fast. And you're going to get the Umbarals like so fast. You're going to have 600 gear. It's 25 stats versus 26. We need something with 70 stats. We need something with 50. That's why Lost Ark is very good. Is that Lost Ark definitely gives you that feeling of power progression. I remember whenever I was hitting for 100,000, and I'm pretty sure now if I spend $2,000, I can hit for 100 million.
So keep that in mind as you're gearing up for what's more effective against beast types in the game. And then also it does take place in Brimstone Sands, so I think Acid may
may play
May
into
play a
it.
little
may play a little bit of a role here.
A little bit.
One of the cool things about both the elite trial and the seasonal trial is that it brings in larger groups, right? Like players have to fight with 20 other players.
I'm not a fan of the over-reliance on resistance sets. I hope that the acid gear is not mandatory. Like having to get ward gear, it just makes me not want to play the raid that week or play the mutations that week. Like, it's just like, yeah, that's about it. Acid's the worst thing in the game by far. Yeah, it's probably the most painful. Acid gear is a gem. You just need Beast Ward. No, I think acid. Can't you get acid resistance on gear? I'm pretty sure you can. Like acid resistance in the same way that you have corruption resistance.
10 other players. So
Titan
that
sets,
brings
yeah.
in some new functionality, right, Rachel?
Yeah, so as part of these changes, we will be bringing in raid groups. So, it'll be 4 groups of 5, so up to 20 players.
Okay.
And it's open world raid groups. It's raid groups for the trials and everything. But now you can see when you're doing a chest run just how far away you are from everyone.
Yeah,
But
great.
you'll be able to see everyone on the map and group up and hang out together with 19 other people.
It's
It's going to
lit.
be great for open world PvP, for
Absolutely.
ECRs. Things. It's going to help a
21.
lot, like just coordinating and
gonna be
communicating.
awesome.
with
Company
people.
runs. It's going to be great.
Totally.
Very excited. Part of the rewards for the Sandworm is a new heart rune,
Yep.
which is the Sandworm heart rune, which you'll see in the PTR. But it also allows us to talk. I want to talk about heart runes just for a minute, because I know our roadmap said we're going to be doing a heart rune every release, every season.
That's dumb.
Well, we will be doing one in season 3.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to do
It's
it
something
every time.
that we could keep doing them, but we're feeling like it's almost becoming. There's almost too much going on in the game with
And
them
it's
right now.
it's taking away
Yeah, I don't think that they need to do that. They don't need to add a new one every time. That's silly.
from how
It's
special
just doing
these
it for
are,
the sake of
with how
doing it.
quickly we're putting them out there, when there's also other stuff that's coming out too, that you can use the heart runes that you've collected already. So I want to give them time in the game for players to really love them before we put out another one. So
And there's so many that I want to play with all of them and check them out, and it's hard to get through that whole thing. So we're gonna scale back on that plan, unless of course we hear like an overwhelming majority of the players saying, no, we want more and more and more. Then of course we'll revisit it. But I don't think we're hearing that message.
I don't think so.
So that is a change to the roadmap we'll be making. And then the last deep dive on the Season 2 PvE stuff is seasonal events.
Yeah, so Season 2, we have a very exciting event for players. It's called the Siege of
We
Sulfur.
got to kill that now.
we need to stop
Please put your boobs in the chat.
immediately.
It's called the Siege of Sulfur. So you're going to help a Dune Walker who's transported.
Is that fucking bee event still on where you can get the beekeeper suit? Or did they end that? It ends today? Okay, it's probably not going to happen then. I mean, the beekeeper suit's okay. I'll probably just get it if it comes out next year. Like, it comes out it ends the 26th? Oh, that's not too bad. Event change, is it tonight or on the 26th, guys? Yeah, I want to know because I might try it. It'll take you 15 minutes to get. They buffed the drops tonight. Maybe I'll try it. Tonight at 12 p.m. Holy fuck.
Some of those sandworm eggs. His cart broke down, and now he's trying to defend them from sulfur elementals who are attacking. So you're going to fight through a few waves of enemies trying to destroy those eggs. And if you're able to successfully defend every wave of enemies, you're going to get great rewards that scale based on how many eggs you successfully defend. So my favorite reward from that event is the hat that Phil alluded to earlier, the mini Devourer hat. It's my favorite
cool.
cosmetic.
It
It's a
looks
little mini
so
sandworm that goes in
cool.
your head, and it's awesome.
It's like that Abathur hat I have.
Cool. Well, let's shift over to PvP. There's a lot of PvP changes coming in this Season 2 release.
Okay.
First one being cross-world OPR, which I'm personally super excited for.
Yeah, we talked about cross-world OPR.
Yeah, they need to do cross-world. Why don't they just do cross-world? Like everybody's on the same world, problem solved.
A little bit in a
everybody on the
previous
same
dev,
level. Yeah,
dev
it's just
update
done.
too, but this is where you'll be queuing for OPR, and it's going to be your entire region, so anybody in your region at all. We'll also be introducing regional leaderboards with Crossworld OPR, so your OPR leaderboard will be everyone in your region that you'll be competing against for rewards.
Great.
It's exciting. I get to fall further down the leaderboards now.
I've never done Outpost Rush before.
It's cool. On top of cross-world OPR, we've made other adjustments to OPR. Dave, do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, there's some cool changes coming with OPR. I think one of the ones I'm most excited about is some more scoring adjustments, right? Like we really want to start emphasizing the objectives a bit more and less what Scott does, just sort of spam his fire staff for damage.
In the first place, when you get your name up at the top of that list, you can come back to me.
So the
As far
scoring,
as I saw, the highest you got was third.
I got 2 the other day.
the scoring adjustments will really sort of, it'll be about defending the points, getting the points, and sort of playing the objectives. We're also going to make some changes to the way the Baroness fight works to make it a little more strategic. You'll get to try those out in the PTR. And then the last part that I think is really interesting is some changes to door resistances. So that you can't just sort of plink away at them from a distance with piercing weapons. And with those, we'll be making some changes to siege equipment around it to make it a little more interesting, hopefully to create secondary objectives around it. So a bunch of little changes, just sort of try to make the modes a little more exciting and tactical.
Okay.
That's exciting.
Siege equipment.
Exciting.
Yep, more equipment, guys.
Phil, you want to talk about the PvP reward track changes?
Yeah, for sure. So I think I did allude to this too in a previous dev update, but we are making some big changes to the rewards track for Season 2. Players are just going to be able to have more reliantly get like really good drops. So we've
That's pretty fucking simple. I like how he's like thinking about how to explain it. He's like, players are going to be able to are you going to get more good stuff?
overhauled all the existing drops. We've weeded out things that players weren't selecting, that just weren't performing in the current meta of the game, and we really tailored that to hopefully making the good stuff really good. And making sure it shows up a lot more frequently for players, so that even if you can't afford it on one pass revolution on the track, you don't have to worry about losing the opportunity to pick it up then, because it'll come back soon.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then the last PvP update is a new arena map.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this one. So going with the Brimstone theme, I'm sure if you've run around New Corsica, you've noticed areas that could become cool arenas. We've used some of that.
Just use the fucking Coliseum. Like, isn't it? I mean, obviously, right?
To create a really different arena, right? Like the
just use the
layout's
Coliseum.
completely different. It's multi-leveled. You're able to knock people off platforms into different levels. Like, it's going to really, I think, change up the gameplay of arenas from sort of our current one. So, love the new visuals, love the new layout. And I think it's going to transform. Like, people are going to have to come up with new tactics, new builds to really perform in this one.
It's awesome. So that's where we are on season 2. Before we go, I did want to touch on a couple more topics on the way out.
Mounts.
One of them is, I know there's been a lot of news and talk about a second project the studio's picked up, and can't stress enough, New World is something we're heavily invested in. I think next year probably has more on it than this year's plan. So there's a lot going on.
So they're going to release an expansion next year, is what he's saying. Okay, great.
No taking our foot off the gas on New World. We are pumped and excited to keep building this and working with the players. It's here to, it's where Amazon's behind it. And then other than that, I just wanted to thank y'all for coming and trying this new format. This was kind of fun doing it, like, instead of doing segments, doing the one big shot. It was good. So I appreciate y'all coming. And we're filming the Q&A video the day after this is released. So I'll say tomorrow because it's your tomorrow, but it's our next week. So if you have any questions, please get them to us. Otherwise, thanks. If you like what you saw, subscribe, like us, and everything. Appreciate it. See you later.
Let's talk about what they need to put in the game because, obviously I think they might be confused. So what is the aesthetic of New World? New World aesthetic. 1400s to maybe 1800s America. Yeah, conquistadors. I cannot fucking spell conquistadors. Well, how do you fucking spell that? I don't know how to spell it. Conquistadors, let's see. I think at this point, pirates. Yeah, I think pirates is accurate. Pirates, aliens. Actually, just ancient technology. Yeah, aliens / ancient technology. I would say probably like, this would be a good thing, right? Ancient Romans and Egyptians. Yeah, well, that's kind of like, but the fundamental aesthetic of the game is 1400s to 1800s. You've got muskets, you've got fucking like swords and shields, hatchets, stuff like that. Mesoamerican, yeah. So what do they need to add? Mounts, ships, reasons to use ships, swimming. I feel like that's probably a good start, right? Better character customization. Better character customization, very true. Content to grind for, yeah. More storage, yeah. Combined storage. Combine all storage, true. I think, like, in terms of features, that's the kind of stuff that I'd want to see. Native American culture? Well, I think that's all part of, like, again, like Incan, like Mayan, like all of that kind of stuff. I would like to see more of that. The problem is, like, it's so hard to have a game that has that kind of stuff and have people not take it the wrong way. And so I don't know how they would be able to do that. Like Aztecs, yeah. Because, like, the thing is, like, they should have a fucking cinematic if they have the Aztecs, where the Aztec cuts somebody's fucking heart and rolls their corpse down the stairs. Absolutely. Because that would be fucking cool. I mean, like, obviously this is probably the most impactful dev update that they've done in a long time. Let's read what some of the comments are. Step by step, you guys are taking the game in the right direction. This is huge. I'm excited. It's really good to hear from Scott about not taking the foot off the gas for New World at the end of the video. There were a lot of rumors about AGS switching to the next project and killing New World. They're not going to kill New World, especially not whenever they have, like, a successful system that generates battle passes. Like, they've already done all the groundwork for New World. All they need to do now is just keep it running and just keep making new content for it. Like, you're effectively, like, you're quitting after you've done all of the hard work and all you have left to do is the easy stuff. Successful? I mean, I think they can probably make money, like, with microtransactions and shit like that. Yeah, milk it. Like, they should. And like, the way you milk it is by making it good. Like, milking it isn't a bad thing. Let's see this here. Direction it's taken the past few years. Excited to see where everything goes. Taking a break on the sidelines. Yeah, I was playing New World a lot recently. And then, why did I stop? Something came out that I was playing instead of New World. What was that I started playing instead? Was it Diablo 4? It might have been Diablo 4. It was PoE, Diablo 4. I remember the first time it was Dragonflight. Problem with New World devs, step-by-step making game better. They don't know what the fuck they want to do with the game. Is it a PvP-like launch? Is it story MMO, theme park MMO? I don't know, and they don't either. Yeah, I mean, I think that they just need to add new features into the game and then see what players gravitate towards and then develop the game more like that. I think the raid will be very insightful one way or another.